Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
And believe me, it is a beautiful morning and you've stepped into the hottest spot in town. I want to welcome you into Sunshine's Corner. This is the place where you are most certainly welcome, where we have those difficult conversations, but you can have them and feel comfortable going through it. If there is something that you need to know about the community, what other place do you need to be other than right here on Sunshine's Corner? Each and every day we bring it to you and invite you to be a part of the conversation. You know, all you have to do is call 850-432-7768. You can call or text and be a part of the conversation, because you know my belief. The only way we can come up with a great solution is we've got to talk about it. And that's what we do here. Let me say thank you, first of all. Of course, this is Black History Month. And I tell you every day, we are Black history and we celebrate it every day. Thanking you for our sponsors on this beautiful day. That would be Mr. Wings Chicken and Waffle. Thank you so much. Joe Morrison's Son Funeral Home. We appreciate you. The Escambia County Democratic Party. Thank you so very much. We have got supplemental health care services. We appreciate you. Wildcats Candles, Soaps and Candles. They're going to come in, as a matter of fact. He's going to show you about that stuff he makes at home. And we've got AHW Barber Academy. Thank you so much for believing in what we do. And today it's not going to be any different. You know, I believe that change is necessary. Even though sometimes we may feel it's a little uncomfortable, but I will always say that's how you get to the better part. And I want to say welcome and thank you for getting up early this morning, Gay. Thank you so much, because you've got a road ahead of you.
Thank you, Sunshine, for having me. This is great. I cannot wait to talk.
I tell you, I'm glad, because everybody, when they saw I posted it up, I had it up, running that you're going to be my guest today, because I believe that just as I said, change is necessary. We cannot continue just to fall in the old routine, right, and expect things to get better. But see, your road is going to be a road, I believe, that's going to be better for us, for here on the Gulf Coast, on the planet,
I believe that
on
as well.
The Gulf Coast. You're going to be that avenue that we need. And so to get it started, let's just talk about you. I want the audience to get to know you, because we are live and in living color today.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I didn't want you to miss me, so I'm.
Hey, look, beautiful. And those pumps, girl, I love it.
Thank you so much. So I moved to Florida in 2014 with my husband and my 3-year-old.
Okay.
Moved here from downtown Atlanta. I was born and raised in a small town in Georgia, but spent the majority of my adult life in Atlanta.
Right.
I work in sports medicine.
Really?
Uh-huh. I'm an athletic trainer. So I'm the one, when you're watching a sporting event, I'm the one that runs out on the field, takes care of the injured athletes, head injuries. I'm the one that tapes the ankles, does the rehab.
Really?
So that's how I've spent my career.
Okay. But, I mean, when you think about that, I think about the football games now. When I see that person running out there, that could have been you.
Could have been me. Could have been me.
Exactly.
I spent the most of my career in Atlanta working at predominantly black high schools in downtown Atlanta. And so through that experience, you know, I have my babies that call me Mama Gay, that are 400-pound linemen, and some of them have already retired from the NFL, but they still call me Mama Gay, and if anything, you know, hurts them, they call me. Embedded in their community.
Of course. Of course.
But what I learned from that was that they had to live differently because of gun violence.
But of course.
Than the kids that lived
across the street.
10 miles up the street.
Exactly.
In the white neighborhoods.
Exactly.
And so I got involved in gun violence prevention.
Okay.
When we moved to Florida, I became the leader of Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America for the state of Florida.
Okay. Great. Well, let me go back. I want to piggyback off something you said, because you were working with they call you Mama Gay. We've got Mama Gay in the house today, guys. But listen, when you say you worked into the black community, and that gives me this door opener to get in with some of the things that's happening in the country now.
Oh, absolutely.
And with the fact that you are running for this position. Because it bothers me. Oh my goodness, they're doing it to me already.
We got a call.
You know, we got a call, and that's the wrong phone. But what I'm saying is, with that fact right there that's happening in the country now, and it bothers me to the utmost. They're trying to take out black history that's being taught in schools. You're trying to take away what I perceive. That everything that affects people of color, you're coming at with an attack.
Absolutely.
And you can't have history without Black history.
You can't.
You know?
Black history is American
That's
history.
American history.
Yeah.
And with that, and, you know, running for state representative, right?
Congress.
Congress representative, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you feel that you can make or can take so that we can, the Black community,
Right.
in an area like that?
Experience. I don't know how and wouldn't know how to legislate without considering the Black community.
Right.
I know that there are things that specifically affect the Black community, like gun violence prevention. You know, Black men and boys are 18 times more likely to be shot and killed in Florida than their white counterparts. There are things that are very specific to the Black community that we have to address.
Right.
You know, DEI is under attack.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And all I hear from Republicans and people that don't believe in DEI and think that that's a bad phrase, all I hear is racism.
So do I.
I imagine
do
so.
I.
Why would you not want your coworkers to have the equal opportunity
The same.
to climb the ladder? I think it's an abomination. But you know, we have to lift up corporations that said no way. So like
Exactly.
Costco said, I'm not ending DEI.
I love it.
So let's all shop at Costco. We need to stop paying these people that don't believe that we're all equal.
I agree, because there's a list that came out from Al Sharpton.
Yep.
And
Take your money away from them.
exactly. That's
If we
supposed to
stop-
start on the 28th.
Yeah. If we all stopped shopping at Amazon, maybe things would get better.
I hope so. And with the fact that all the things that are affecting us right now, with so many things, and it bothers me because of the fact that I see so much hatred,
Yeah.
so much division, so much self-control,
Yep.
want to be in control, where that is not how it should be.
No.
Because of the fact of that, with your running and here, what's your plan? How do you plan to help make a difference with that, to stop that with these things that's trying to attack us? And I'm talking things that's right here in Pensacola.
Yeah. Well, we have to be louder.
Okay.
I think people, particularly in Pensacola, you know, I believe in DEI.
I do too.
And I believe that that every person should be treated equally.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't live by those morals.
No, they do not.
So we have to have a louder voice.
I agree.
Hatred has been perpetuated by the man that previously held this seat.
Yes, yes.
Put us all against each other. Democrats are supposed to hate Republicans, and so on and so on.
Right.
The hate, the hate, the hate. And through this whole campaign, which I've been running for Congress for 19 monthts now,
Right.
the longest congressional campaign ever. I don't know if that's true, but it feels like it.
I can imagine.
Right?
I can imagine.
What we have to do is be able to talk to everybody.
Okay. How do you think that, what do you think it is? Because with the fact, for what I see, and this is me from on the outside looking in for what I see that's happening in the world.
Yeah.
With that everything, and I want to reiterate this, when we say DEI, it does not just affect the Black community.
No.
It does not affect it, but it's trying to be painted as that is something for the Black community. But I have to say, there are many just as much, if not more.
Yeah. Yeah. It addresses religion.
Exactly.
It addresses, you know, skin color, obviously, religion, who you love.
Exactly. Exactly. But my point is this. What do you think that derives that? What did they come up with this? What do they think that's going to do?
Getting rid of DEI.
Yeah.
They think it's going to get rid of women, Black people, Hispanic people, so that
Say it.
so that white men continue to be
In charge.
in charge and at the top. You know, when we look at you know, the Florida legislature,
Oh God, yeah.
we see a ton of white faces. You know, it's not representative of the community
Right.
that they live in.
Absolutely.
So what we have to do is elect more women and elect more Black women, so that we can get things done.
Most certainly. Most
Yeah.
certainly. I see also, there's a thought that crosses my mind often when I hear that about this separation, to stop, to be in control.
Right.
But there was a statement that was made for the game here a couple of weeks ago, which I thought was great. The halftime show.
Yeah, I thought it was great too.
But the fact of it is, there was tried to be on social media said, oh, that was the first time at the game that there was all black people on stage. Mm-hmm. But how about this? Nobody said anything about they're all white people in the cabinet.
Exactly.
What's the difference? So
Right.
therefore,
Yeah.
what is it that we are going to do? What can we, by getting you to get the support to get you there?
Yes.
We're going to need the people to come together.
Right.
We're going to need the people to know that we got to have change.
Yes.
We see what's happening every day. Everything is being attacked from here, up, and all. It takes my breath away
The
to
current
see every day.
administration is at shock and awe, trying to scare everybody, and they've done that.
They have done that. We tried to tell people about Project 2025.
Whew. Yeah.
We talked about that for months.
Yeah.
But nobody believed.
And it's happening.
And
it is
what,
happening.
the first week?
It is happening.
It
Yeah.
started the first week.
Well, the first thing he did was let all the criminals go that attacked our
Exactly that.
Capitol. And then he started attacking us and federal workers. Federal
Exactly.
workers are getting fired left and right, and that is like the third highest corporation or that we have in our district.
Right.
These people are getting fired. You know what happens to our district when we have 20,000 people that get fired? They're going to have to move and get a job somewhere else.
Exactly.
And then their money is not in our community.
Exactly.
And then goods become higher, and that's a whole nother thing with tariffs
on.
coming up. Like it's
God, don't speak about that. I don't like going to the grocery store.
yeah, we're in a cost of living across the board is what I hear from everybody.
Most certainly. And you look at this, I see the rich getting richer
Yep.
and the poor getting poor.
Yeah. And that's how this administration is set up. They are the new budget that they just put out. I don't know if you've read it. It's
haven't.
long. The Republicans put out the budget that zeroes out Medicaid and that zeroes out SNAP benefits and tax cuts for the rich. So if you make over $735,000 a year, then you're going to get a tax break. That's it.
How many people in Florida making that money?
How many of your friends make $700?
Not many. Come on now.
You're right.
How many people make that kind of money? People, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking facts today. We're having a great conversation. And I want to invite you to be a part by calling 850-432-7768. We've got to go to break, so please get the phone in your hand, get the courses out so we can talk today about things that's going to be a solution and not be the problem right here on Sunshine's Corner. Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
Do you have a house that you want to turn into cash? I'm Mike with Mullet Man Buys Houses from Pensacola, Florida. Maybe you inherited a house, are facing foreclosure, have tenant issues, or the house is in general disrepair. I buy houses cash, in as-is condition, and close in as little as 3 weeks. I can provide you a competitive offer the same day I walk through your house. With Mullet Man Buys Houses, you can find the easy solution to put cash in your hand as quickly as possible.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
At Pensacola Habitat for Humanity, we believe every child should have a safe place to grow. That's why we work with you and the community to build not just a house, but a home.
She worked very hard to get this house. I really appreciate that because, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here right now.
When you help build a home, you build a future. Pensacola Habitat for Humanity.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. This is Sunshine's Corner. We are talking about things that are so prevalent to the community. And we've got the lady that's in with me today that's going to make a difference. We're going to talk about even more so. And I encourage you. My question is, I see people often tell me, oh, but Sunshine, I want to ask, but I said, the only crazy question is the one that's not asked. If you got a question in your mind, now's the time to ask the question so that we can put all this out on the table and talk about it. And we're talking with Gay, and we want to talk about your background.
Okay.
Let's come back with something. Tell me about you, the background about you, and all the way up to now.
Up until now.
Uh-huh.
So, as I told you, I am a gun violence prevention activist. And so, when we moved to Florida in 2014, everything was great. We had our most beautiful years here.
Right.
And then in 2020, my husband was diagnosed with ALS at 44.
Oh, so sorry.
And 6 months later, my son Eli, who was 8, fell down at school, couldn't regain his balance, and we rushed him to the ER. And we were life-flighted to Miami, where I was told that he has a terminal brain tumor. And
Oh, I'm so sorry.
thank you.
I'm so sorry.
I was their caregiver
Uh-huh.
until each of them took their last breath.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My heart.
And I tell people that, not to make you feel sorry for me, but
Right.
so that you understand. I can't tell you who I am without telling you about my
Of
family.
course, of course.
I found myself, after they had passed away, I'm sitting on the beach because the water was the only thing that brought calm to me.
Common.
And about 6 months after my husband passed away, which will be 3 years in April,
Okay.
I got an alert on my phone that Matt Gaetz filed a federal stand your ground bill. And somehow all the women that I had ever worked with that lost a child, people that were struggling with grief because of the pandemic, because we had 3 million people die. There are people all over this country that are grieving. And I kind of realized that I wasn't the only one. And I got a fire in my belly, and I stood up and I said, it's time to get to work. And so I decided to run for Congress.
Okay. I see the motivation.
Yeah, because we have healthcare issues that we have to solve. I've been through them, both on the healthcare side and from a family that had healthcare, but after my family got sick, I was left with $100,000 worth of medical debt.
Oh my God, yes.
The issues that normal people have every day, caregiving, having to quit your job because you have to take care of your mother.
Of course.
Those issues, those things are what I have experience in. We need to take care of caregivers. We're in a situation in our country right now where a lot of us are taking care of our parents and our spouses at the same time, or are trying to raise children and take care of our parents. That's not an odd situation. That's a lot of us. That is the experience of being a normal person in this district with normal problems that I understand.
Right.
I'm not a politician. I am a normal person just like you.
Right.
And I want to take that to Washington.
Absolutely.
Because that's what we're missing.
I agree. I agree. And I do believe that if there were more like that,
Right.
just like what you're talking about, it would be a better place.
Yeah. If they
100%.
actually legislated for the people.
For the people and not for themselves, you know,
Right.
because that's what it's all about. It's about themselves, I see. And it is so heartbreaking. And that's why I want to convince or talk to the community about, you know, support.
Yeah.
You know, when we see, as nobody can tell me that they don't see or feel what's happening with the country right now.
Yeah.
So therefore, with you and what you're bringing to take to Congress to get us some type of help, to bring something to the table that's going to benefit the community.
Yes.
That's what we need. And as you are campaigning, what are you running into the most that's more difficult? Is it the get over the part about how people are today with what's in the in the
Right.
house?
Right.
What is that you're experiencing more?
When I talk to people in this district, and it should be shocking to everybody. I don't have bad conversations with Republicans.
Right.
People fear, we all fear talking to somebody in the other party. I get a lot of times Democrats don't want to talk to Republicans, Republicans don't want to talk to Democrats. And I'm saying we got to talk to each other.
Absolutely. Conversation.
Exactly. No, let's get to know each other before we start hating each
Most
other.
certainly. And with that, people who are fearing, I think that's when they want to cover up what they really feel.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying when I say that? But with that, and I see and I hear and I see a lot that you're doing in the community to bring that attention to what you're going to bring to the table and take so that we can get something different. How is it that with women, and I'll say it here because I saw the numbers in Escambia County,
Yeah.
the ratio of the voting.
White women.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that. And with them seeing now that it affects them as much, are you seeing a transition, a flip, or do you hear?
I'm hearing from a lot of Republicans that are unhappy. People don't understand. They said he wouldn't cut SNAP benefits. They said he wouldn't cut Medicaid. He said, well, we've proven that Donald Trump is a liar. He has lied to the American people over and over and over again.
Right.
My job and the things that I see now that I have to do, we have 215 Democrats in Congress and we have 217 Republicans.
Okay.
On April 1st, we have 2 seats in the special election. This one in Florida's 1st Congressional District, and we have Florida's 6th Congressional District, which is like Daytona, that area over there, St. Augustine. With those 2 seats, we even out Congress. So say, you know, the bill, the budget that the Republicans want,
Right.
comes up for a vote. If we get 2 more seats on the Democratic side, we can stop that bill in its tracks.
Okay.
Because the things in it would destroy this country.
As
We are
speak.
already in economic turmoil. We're still not over the pandemic
Nope.
financially. During the pandemic, prices got high. Pandemic was over, prices stayed here. Because record companies are making record profit.
Right.
Amazon, Publix,
Exactly.
and they never brought their prices back down. And if we don't have regulation, if we don't have somebody to stand up for us and say, grocery prices are too high, you are robbing us blind.
Big time.
If nobody says that, if nobody regulates that,
Right.
then those companies continue to keep their prices here.
Right.
And we have to talk about it.
No doubt, I agree. The conversation part is the part. How do you feel about with the immigration, how what they're saying they're going to be doing with all of,
Yeah, it's gotten bad.
it's gotten worse.
It's gotten worse. I think everybody agrees that we have had an immigration problem in this country because neither the Democrats or the Republicans for 30 years, wanted to do anything about it. Republicans wanted to complain about it, and Democrats just didn't want to do anything about it. So we created that problem. And then a bill came up last year that was a bipartisan immigration bill that addressed putting more cops at the border or border patrol agents, more lawyers and processing agents, almost 25 and like $2 billion
Right.
to put in fentanyl detection machines and all those things.
Right.
And they shot down that bill
Right.
because Donald Trump told them to.
Right.
It would have been the best thing we could have done. What's happening now, and you know, the people voted for it for mass deportation. And what we're seeing now is that people are being profiled and stopped for traffic violations, speeding, and that makes them a criminal, right? So then they're taken in and deported.
Oh my.
That's just one example
Right.
of ICE agents going into schools so they can eventually get their parents. ICE agents going into churches, particularly Catholic churches, to round up people. It is, you know, I completely agree, as I do with, if you're an American and you have broken the law, you go to jail.
But of course.
If you are an undocumented person, you break the law, you go to jail for your crime. But this roundup of people with brown skin is not, it's not right.
No way, no shape, form, or fashion. With the fact that all of the seats and everything that's being, and I'm talking about at the things that I see, even when you bring about the police with the cops, stopping people, something that we've been dealing with for 10 years.
Yep.
And now, even with the policing, they're saying that they want to take away that even if we know how the gun violence went with that.
Yep.
They're going to take away that we don't even have to talk to them. They can get away with anything that they want to. I'm not saying that all cops are bad. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. No, but we've seen things. Let's go back to George Floyd.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised that man hadn't been pardoned yet.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Right.
Those are just things that I see.
Not stranger things have. I mean, it's totally possible that he could.
Absolutely.
He could be released.
Absolutely. So with things like that, what do you think that you can do to help us in things like that we know that's going to affect us so strongly?
Right.
That you're going to be that voice.
Right. Well, a big part of people getting stopped and the gun violence portion of this thing, we have implemented permitless carry in Florida. And what that has done has made cops itchy.
Okay.
Because anybody can carry a gun in their pocket, no questions asked. Right?
Right.
That happened a year and a half ago. And we saw in Okaloosa, we saw the sheriff's department go and knock on the door of Roger Fortson, who was a black man in the military with his service weapon to his side in his non-dominant hand.
Right.
What would you do if somebody was banging on your door?
Amen.
If you have a weapon in your home and that is lawful. He did not point his gun at the cop.
Not at all.
Permitless carry makes cops itchy.
Okay.
It has put cops. It is bad that we have put our police in that situation, that they have to manage guns everywhere all the time. So it has always been disproportionately affects black people more.
Yes, sir.
But now it may affect everybody.
And I want to say this as well, Gay. Some things when I look at the black community and with the media, and I have talked to many people about situations like this, sometimes the focus is put more on black people when it's not black people that's doing the most of it.
Yep.
It is not the black community that's doing it.
No. I agree.
But the focus is painted that it is. And I think that is something that I have a friend of mine that was working in law enforcement told me that years ago. And they said, well, Sonshine, I'll be honest, that it's just as much on the other side. But it's focused more on the black community than it is any other.
Yeah.
And with you going in and you see this, with you being working with black people, you've been into the school systems.
Yep.
And with your not just regular politics, you want to go into Congress to make a difference.
Right.
And when you get there to make that difference, we can depend on you to do exactly that, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because sometimes we get people tell us, oh, we're going to do this, and they don't.
No, ma'am. I'm almost incapable of lying.
Okay.
I always stand up for what's right.
Absolutely.
And I will do that.
Absolutely.
And I will talk to anybody. I will defend our right to live peacefully.
Absolutely.
Safely, healthy and prosper.
Absolutely.
All of us.
No doubt.
Not just the top.
Absolutely.
The rest of us.
Absolutely.
And that's what we don't have in Congress right now is representation for the rest of us.
I agree.
And that's what I want to take to Congress.
Absolutely. Everybody, we're having a great conversation. I encourage you to be a part of it. 850-432-7768. That's the number to call. And we're going to take a break and come back because I hear the phones ringing now. I'm sure you've got questions you'd like to ask yourself right here on Sunshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Keep going, more. No, stop!
There are many reasons someone may need in-home care, whether it may be respite care, them recovering from surgery or having a chronic condition. Having someone dedicated and reliable is imperative. Supplemental Support Care Services was created to provide to those who are in need with quality care that they deserve in the home. Taking it a step further, our main goal is to ensure that Supplemental Support Care Services is where the love and care is top priority.
I'm Emily Echeverria, Marketing Communications Director for Council on Aging of West Florida and the host of Coming of Age. Watch our show to find out what we're doing for our seniors and their families, and hear from area experts and local business owners about their programs and services. Want to help? Find out how you can work with us to bring a better future to our seniors. Watch Coming of Age, 3:30 p.m. Wednesdays, only on Blab TV.
Early in life, Tony found a love for craftsmanship through building furniture. Growing up in cabinet shops, he was drawn towards custom cabinetry, designing, and creating new and functional spaces. And to be able to share that passion with his clients, helping them turn their ideas into something special, making sure you get more for your investment.
Every kitchen and bath starts with your unique vision. I just bring it to life.
Master-built cabinets, beautifully handcrafted and customer designed.
This Black History Note is being brought to you by the Escambia County Democratic Party.
Andrew Jackson Young Jr., born March 12, 1934, is an American politician, diplomat, and activist. Young was an early leader in the civil rights movement. Young later became active in politics, serving as a congressman from Georgia, United States ambassador to the United Nations in the Carter administration, and 55th mayor of Atlanta.
This Black History Note is being brought to you by the Escambia County Democratic Party.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. I see we got phone calls waiting. Look, we need to go to the phone so we can get these taken care of. Good morning.
Good morning. How are y'all doing today?
We're wonderful.
Good. How are you?
Hey, Sonshine.
Hi. You got a question?
Hey, I got a question for the commission. Gail.
Okay.
Yeah. Certainly.
I would like to ask you about, how do you feel about
term limits?
Hold on one second.
Yes.
Valise, do me a favor. Turn your TV down because you're going to hear a delay with that, so it's going to throw you off.
Oh, okay.
Turn your TV down, and then you'll be right there on target with us. Now, ask that question again.
How do you feel about term limits for Congress and senators, just like the president? Because just like Mitch McConnell, he's been in there forever, and 100%. He has caused a lot of this problem that we have going on. And how do you also feel about them paying, pay raises?
Yeah.
They give themselves pay raises instead of the people voting for pay raises for them.
Yes, I agree. As far as term limits, I absolutely agree on term limits. And after I've been talking to people for 19 months now about me, I'm telling people, give me 2 years. And if I don't do what I say I'm going to do, fire me. That's how I'm approaching this campaign. And I think that's how all politicians should. Like, just give me this job, and if I don't do it, fire me. I absolutely 100% believe that congressional candidates or representatives should not serve more than 8 years in Congress.
Okay.
And senators, maybe a little bit longer, but certainly term limits are necessary because we have the same old. It's the same like, suppose you worked at a factory. And you loved your job at first, loved it, got a lot of stuff done. And then, down the road it becomes less important. It's too routine.
Right.
You don't take the action that you need to make things great. And so, yes, I believe that everybody should know that you have this certain amount of time and use your time in Washington the best you can for the people you represent.
Absolutely.
That's what I believe.
All right. That got it for you, Valise?
Oh, yeah, I got one more question about the border and stuff. Why are they going after only Mexicans and the brown people? Because we have a lot of Europeans over here have overstayed their visa. So why are we not going after them? Since y'all worried about illegals.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. The stats show that most people that are here undocumented, because people are not illegal at all. Nobody is an illegal person. Undocumented people typically have come here legally and overstay their visas.
Okay.
That is the most people that are here undocumented. Our southern border is where they have put their ire, especially when they mention fentanyl. Only 10% of the fentanyl that comes to this country comes over that border. 90% comes through the air or by boat. So that has become like a point of contention, something that Republicans can point to and go, look at this, look at this, when it's a small part of our immigration problem.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, doll.
Thank you.
All right, and
I hope
thank
to
you.
earn your vote.
All right. Bye-bye. And I'll tell you, we've got other calls. Hold on. We're going to go straight to another line right about now. We're going to take another call. And good morning.
Good morning, Sunshine. Good morning, Gay. How are you all this morning?
Good morning. We're good.
Good morning. I have both a comment and a question. I just want to reiterate to your viewers that we are now in the point where early voting, vote by mail ballots have dropped here in Escambia County and all of our surrounding counties. So if you have not received one, if you would like one, please make sure that you call the supervisor of elections here in Escambia. You can call them at 850-595-3900 and request one, and they will get one to you. That's the easiest and most convenient way to vote.
Right.
I got my mail-in ballot.
A question that I'd like Gay to kind of pivot and entertain. I know that you spoke about gun violence and a little bit on inflation, but we saw here in this part, certainly in the nation, but specifically in Northwest Florida, where the Panhandle of Floridians thought that inflation, immigration, and property insurance, and being able to afford their rent were the topics that they were most concerned about. Can you please talk about where you stand on those things so that those people who are wanting to vote for you or who have not yet heard your position on that can understand where you are with those things?
Yeah, we've done a lot of polling just to find out what is most important to people. And the most important thing is cost of living, insurance.
Right.
Cost of living, insurance. So the cost of living, even if you rent, insurance is rolled over into your rent. So cost of living, cost of just paying rent or a mortgage has gone up. I talked about our groceries.
Right.
Our everyday goods got more expensive during COVID and never dropped.
Right.
Even though we straightened out the transport system and everything went back to normal, right? Having to tackle that. But the insurance crisis is fueling all of this. And I cannot talk about our insurance crisis if I don't talk about my opponent.
Right.
My opponent is Jimmy Patronis.
Yes.
He is the CFO of Florida, and he is solely responsible for our insurance crisis. He had the opportunity to cap insurance prices. He didn't. He takes money from the insurance companies, so he's not going to legislate against them. And as I said, as everybody's homeowners insurance went up, that cost is rolled over into rent, into these big buildings where there are plenty of empty apartments, but nobody can afford them. And that's a problem.
Right.
And then we're also seeing with our federal government that is, being demolished, fired, all of those people that are going to take all their money out of our community, and our community is going to suffer because of that.
Right.
If we don't put people in office who speak up for the actual people that are paying bills, because I pay my bills in this district.
Absolutely.
I know what you're paying.
Absolutely.
I know what I'm paying. Jimmy Patronis has no idea what we're paying in this district, or the things that we are complaining about. The cost of groceries, gas prices, your health insurance has gone up, and your car insurance has gone up because that's Florida. Our economy in Florida, is worse than the national average, and it's because the rich keep getting richer, and the poor keep getting poorer.
Right.
And their whole economic plan is to give money to the rich and think that it will trickle down.
No, it doesn't.
Trickle down economics didn't work during Reagan's administration. It's not going to work now.
Absolutely. And also you see now a lot of people, it's like with the insurance, it's when people it's preventing them from trying to buy and own a home.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And I think that is absolutely.
I have lots of friends that are real estate agents that they will find somebody their perfect home.
But they can't.
But they can't afford the insurance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Derek. We hope that answered your question.
Thank you, guys.
All righty.
Thanks,
Derek. I please hope that everybody supports Gay in this election because we need some change here in Northwest Florida. Thank you all for your time.
All righty.
Thank
and
you.
We've got another call.
All right.
Okay, let's see here. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonshine.
Good morning.
Miss Valmont, first I want to extend my prayers and condolences to your personal loss.
Thank
and
you,
it's
sir.
a wonderful thing to hear you today express to the public who you really are. You know, I've heard some things about you, but you expressing it yourself is moving. You started off the conversation by saying that the moral standards in Washington are not being lived. They're just talking about them, but they ain't walking about them.
That's right.
That is
And
for sure.
criticism right now will cause retaliation. You all know that. We see it in the news. If you put hat and red together, you got hatred. That's hatred.
Yep.
So the signs are out there. And Martin Luther King said hatred versus hatred don't work.
Right.
Only love can help us.
That's right.
And we as a people need to accentuate the positive and eliminate that negative.
Yes.
And when you get in office here in Pensacola, we need you to help us as a people battle for the soul of America.
100%.
We've heard that term, and it is a reality.
Yeah.
And speaking about the land, I'm part Choctaw out of Philadelphia, Mississippi. And if you're not Native American, we all standing on stolen ground.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
So as we as a people, if you don't mind, accentuate the fact that Pensacola, Florida was the last great revival that spread across this nation.
That's right.
And that's one thing that will keep us together because we can't tear each other apart here in Pensacola without tearing this city apart.
Right.
And there's a lot of people coming from all over the country, and they need to know that the people that were here 20 years ago, 30 years ago in 95 in Brownsville when that revival brought 4.3 million people in here looking for the Lord, we have a good set to be able to rejuvenate soul of America and put us back on moral standards as the first settlement in America established in 1559. And with that, you all, to you two strong ladies, I say keep up the good fight and supernatural blessings on both of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I need all the blessings I can get to go to Washington.
But as you can see, by judging by even with the calls that are coming in, what our community is really concerned about, the things that we've touched and the things that what we need to take heart to make a difference with.
Right.
And we are, I hear the phone, I hear them ringing because I can hear it in my ear, okay? But we're talking today with Gay Valmont, and she is on her way to Congress. And I speak those
From
things.
your lips
all right.
to the,
all right
straight
now.
to the Lord.
And this is what we need to do. I'm going to take this other call. Did I hear you right, Zach? Okay, thank you. You see, that's another call. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Sonshine. Good morning, Miss Gail. Miss Gabe.
Good morning.
Valmont.
Good morning.
Just quick, because I know it's about time for commercial. I wanted to ask Miss Valmont, how can we get the Democratic Party to be a little more aggressive in their messaging? Let people know what you're doing, what you're trying to do, what you have done.
Yes.
How can we get them to stand up and say, this is what this person have done over here, and this is what their ramifications have become because of it. How can we get them to come on and be aggressive? The other team are being very aggressive about everything that they do. Democratic Party need to do the same thing exactly, I feel.
Yeah. we need to be loud and proud. I tell Democrats all the time.
Exactly.
Don't be ashamed that you're a Democrat, and don't be afraid that you're a Democrat.
Right.
We have, we've always, I feel like we have been the party of the high road. Mm-hmm. We have taken the high road. We have tried to play by the rules, and currently, the rules don't matter. And so, my job right now is to immediately go to D.C. and stand in the way.
Right.
And be a wall. Let's talk about that wall.
Right.
Be a wall for bad legislation. That will be my primary job. But yeah, we have to take the feelings of this community. I want everybody to give me their feedback, feed my energy and my soul, and let me take that to Washington and defend this district.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Does that answer your question, sir?
That does. Thank you so much. She has my vote, and we know that the Republican can only lose one seat, and I think we have a chance where we can take all three of these available seats that's out there.
Absolutely.
We have a lot of good support right now, and I'll tell you that. I know we have to get a break, but...
Well, he hasn't said nothing yet, so keep going.
Oh, okay, great.
That's a loyal listener. He's trying to figure out the breaks.
I know, I like that. I'm getting a lot of support now. Mm-hmm. In the previous election, I didn't get a lot of support because I was running against Matt Gaetz, and it was a shoo-in. He was going to win no matter what they said about him, no matter what he did in his past. They were going to vote for him no matter what. We knew that. But this election is different because I get to talk about the issues that actually matter to us. I get to take our grievances about how we're all going poor, trying to feed our families.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to take that fight. And while Democrats like to take the high road, I do not fear Marjorie Taylor Greene. I do not fear Speaker Johnson. I do not fear those people. I've been through the worst stuff in my life.
Absolutely. So that's nothing.
They can't hurt me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I think that answers your question there, sir.
Yes, it did.
Thank
Y'all
you,
have
love.
a blessed day.
All right. Thank you. Everybody, please, if you've got questions, be a part of this conversation, because I believe conversation is the way that we get anything taken care of. You can sit down and talk about it.
Talk it through.
And everybody has touched a different area that they want you to touch, what we've talked about already. Mm-hmm. But as we can see that you're obviously touching what they need to hear, to have that confidence that you're going to take this to Congress to reach out to help the panhandle. Mm-hmm. We're going to be back with more, so don't you go anywhere. Stay right here with us, Sunshine's Corner on Blab TV.
Welcome to Little John's Big and Tall, where tall men and big men go for style, fit, and comfort. We offer a wide variety of styles and unique brands that service all sizes from large to 14X, as well as tall sizes from large tall to 6X tall. Our knowledgeable staff are here to make sure you have a stress-free experience and answer any of your questions. Little John's has been named Best of Pensacola and Best of the Bay for 4 years in a row. Visit Little John's at 5700 North Davis or visit us online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com.
It's time to find a health plan that can keep up with your life. A plan that makes getting care convenient, with doctors around the corner.
I can get used to that.
Plus, 24/7 access to care. Plans that keep more money in your pocket, with plan payments as low as $0.
$0. Looks good to me.
Let's find your health solution. Speak to a dedicated Florida Blue agent today. Call 1-850-393-7036 to learn more.
From wanting the perfect dress for the most important day of your life to simply wanting to look your best, let 2 Times a Lady be your saving grace. Whether you're looking for an elegant A-line gown or a trendy cocktail dress, our expert staff will help you find the perfect fit. 2 Times a Lady has been dressing ladies in Pensacola since 1983. Call us at 850-474-3778 or stop by the store at 2755 East Olive Road. We can help you find the ideal dress for your event.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
Got it.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. We've got a great conversation going on. And I want to say to the community, thank you for being involved, as I always invite you to be a part of the conversation. Because, see, it's not about me. It's not about gay. It's about us.
Yep.
And I think when we compile everything and put it together, that's how we come up with a greater solution.
Right.
And with the fact that I think that you have really been very transparent today. And that's what we need, is transparency, the realness of what you're doing with this, what you're going to take these to Congress.
Yeah.
So
I'm clearly not a politician.
Exactly.
I am not just regurgitating things. Every conversation I have in this district means something to me.
Absolutely.
Because everybody has a different issue. Mm-hmm. Overall, we're all going broke, and we need to solve that problem.
I love it. You're right about that. I mean, it's true.
It's true. And our veterans, the VA has taken a hit.
God. Oh, yeah, that was already.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
They fired 1,400 people today at the VA.
What?
Not at specifically our VA, but the VA administration.
But still, it was already low.
Yeah, our VA is at 140% capacity. 140%. We can't afford to lose anybody. Not the person that answers the phone, not the doctor that treats you.
Absolutely.
We need more nurses to come to our VA, not fire them.
Exactly. And I mean, you've got a lot that when you go and get there, you're going to make some changes. And with the fact that you've been so transparent with us today, I mean, with the actions that you're planning on taking with you, this is what we need. And I want to say to the community, please, let's go out and find ways to find those, to let people know if you don't understand something, ask.
Absolutely.
Get to know.
That's what we're here for.
Build that relationship to find out, because of the fact, as you can see, and I'm going to be transparent, as you see the things that were said before, it didn't happen. And no, I say that because, we try to educate people along the way. Mm-hmm. And about the fact of what's in front of us. And now that it is, now we got to really take those seats that we need so we can get this taken care of. So the people right here.
Yeah, we have Social Security is on the chopping block.
Yes, it is.
Medicare is on the chopping block.
Yes.
Medicaid.
Yes.
SNAP benefits.
Yes.
Those are things that affect this community.
Right.
How are we even have enlisted, junior enlisted, who use SNAP benefits to feed their families.
Right.
Those are people that we are expecting to go defend our country, and they're about to lose their SNAP benefits.
Exactly.
That means that they're not going to be warfighter ready. They're not going to be ready to go defend our country if they're worried about their family here being fed.
Absolutely. And with the fact that even with Medicaid, I pray to God that if it does, how many people that's going to affect?
Well, in Florida, 435,000 people were kicked off of the rolls, I think maybe 6 months ago. I can't remember how long ago it was.
I mean,
135,000 people, kids and chronically ill, kicked off. And so those people had to go back and re-enroll. Some people didn't even know they were losing their benefits. Mm-hmm. They would show up at the doctor and you no longer have Medicaid. That is a Florida thing. That is what Ron DeSantis did.
Absolutely.
I'm going to fight to keep health care for children.
Absolutely.
And the chronically ill. I told you about my husband and my son.
Absolutely.
They needed things that we couldn't afford. Mm-hmm. Insurance provided. Sometimes it didn't. Sometimes insurance didn't pay for the cancer medication that my son needed to extend his life just a little bit. Those are the things that have to be addressed.
Exactly. And the only way we can do that, ladies and gentlemen, is to, whatever it is that you want to have done, our voices is something she said initially that I have said often. The community, the people, has the ability to fire her.
Yep.
So hire somebody that's going to do for you, not take away. Because right about now, the entire country is in a state of shock.
Yep.
They're in a state of wondering if and how. Mm-hmm. And I say this for those who are really somewhat less fortunate than others. You can't even go to the grocery store and buy a dozen of eggs.
Oh, no, not today you can't.
Not today you cannot. You go in the grocery store, you spend $50, you come out with a bag. Mm-hmm. And all I'm saying for you is the fight that's ahead of you. You got to fight, but keep fighting.
Yep.
Keep fighting. Our time is up, but I really want to thank you for taking the time to get up early to come in just to share with the viewers, to share with the community your views, your keys, your steps of action to make it better for us here on the Gulf Coast.
Absolutely. And I would love to come back because there's nothing more important than hearing from the people.
Exactly. And I tell you, they have questions.
They do.
They do, and they don't mind talking.
And statements, and I want to hear them all.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so very much. Let's say if a person wanted to get in touch with you, just to say, look, let me talk to you. How can I help? Or what can I do? How can they do that?
Absolutely. Well, what we're doing right now is contacting every Democrat, letting every Democrat know, well, in Independence, you got kicked off the rolls to vote by mail after the last election because Florida is going to make it as difficult as they can for you to vote. So what I need everybody to do is if you vote by mail, you have to contact your SOE's office where you vote. Tell them that you need to renew your vote by mail. It takes 2 seconds. You can call them. You can do it online.
Absolutely.
If not, make sure that your registration is up to date. And you can go to our website at gay4congress.com and check your status. Just make sure that you are still in the rolls, you weren't accidentally kicked off. And please, there's 7 days prior to the election on April the 1st, and I need your vote. Please take the time to speak up for us.
Absolutely.
And let's get some representation here.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gabe. We've got to get out of here. Everybody, I want to leave you as I do every day. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, if you keep God first in your situation, I guarantee you're going to be a total success. So until tomorrow at 9 o'clock, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.